the death of the ocean life, the death of the people in the region, in the Gulf area, and talk about people's livelihood. Troops are already there on the ground, and there are people already leaving the Gulf area, and I think that's probably the smartest thing that people can do is hop in a vehicle and leave. They are not being informed about the radioactive uranium that is up and now in the atmosphere, and the thorium, as well as the toxic, lethal chemicals that are going to continue to do harm there, because that's what they want, right? It's like, we haven't got that. We haven't got it yet. That's what they want. They want to kill in that area. They want to kill the ocean. They want to kill Americans. They want to kill America. That's what this is. And we don't see it yet.
Now, I'll tell you, I spoke to a scientist that was working in Pine Gap in Australia. Now, he told me that there is an antenna drilled into the bedrock, which is 8 kilometers down, and it vibrates at a very low level and can control the weather. And we've had a drought here for 12 years. So what's happened is usually a drought lasts 7 years, and when it happens, the banks go in and they'll lend the farmer money to keep going, and so the drought will surely break next year, and it doesn't. So they lend them some more money, it'll surely break next year, so now we're up to 9 years, and it's 10 years, and it's 11 years, and people are going off the land, the banks are moving in, taking over for next to nothing, and people are committing suicide. Now, this has been going on forever. Now, he told me, he said it's all to do with HAARP, Nikola Tesla. He said there are many of these similar type of low-frequency antennas they use around the world, and HAARP can cause earthquakes. So what I predict is going to occur, they're going to bring a low pressure and then heat up the ionosphere above the Gulf and then drop it. Now, they do that by simply turning off these billion-watt transformers they got up in Alaska, and they triangulate with several others, one in Puerto Rico, I believe, and they just heat the ionosphere up. It raises up the temperature so the air rises, and then they switch it off, which cools it instantly, and it drops. Well, air at atmospheric pressure is 14 pounds per square inch, 14.5 pounds per square inch. So they will reduce it down to maybe 13 pounds per square inch in the low pressure, and then raise it up again by having it suddenly get cold and maybe come down at 16 pounds per square inch, and that'll hit the Gulf like a sledgehammer. And that's how they cause earthquakes. So they can burst that bubble, no problem.
You know, this reminds me of a boxing match with Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I've seen that.
A boxing match, and they would punch, give blows, and I enjoyed boxing when I was a younger man, and that's when we had some real fighters in the ring. And it's like America is now in the ring, and blows are being given to our jaw, a left and a right, and a left and a right. And the explosion at this BP location was one event. This just hugely, and what you're saying is this is like an attack of war upon America. The explosion there in the Gulf. But next, that's not bad enough, is that they are allowing, right? They're not putting a stop to it even by design. They are allowing the oil to continue to spread on the ocean floor. In fact, the chemicals, as the oil is coming out of the ocean, that they're putting upon the oil isn't designed to disperse it. It's designed to keep the oil lower to the surface of the ground, the ocean floor, so that we do not see how much oil is there. It's designed to lie to us about how much oil is coming out, and we have no idea. So that's like another strike to the jaw. Boom, boom.
Yeah, that's like the thriller in Manila. I think that was, wasn't it?
And
Robert, wasn't that the thriller in Manila with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman?
Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
And he just sat on the ropes there for 8 rounds, and he knocked him out.
So America is now on the ropes. America.
Yeah, well, you better get George Foreman in as president
right now.
Yeah, you want a man to do it? Get George Foreman.
Now those were some good boxing matches for sure. But America.
They were. That was wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
America is against the ropes, and each one of these events are like a blow to the jaw. Okay. That may be the knockout punch. And so what's happening financially is like another blow to the jaw of America. And they, It's like it's okay, and it's going to take this agreement with BP now that they will help give $20 billion, and a part of the terms and conditions to help solve the problem there over 4 years. $5 billion now, $5 billion in a year is going to take than $20 billion to solve this.
Is that going to pay for all the coffins, the people are going to kill, Robert?
All of the businesses.
If you go and just Google or go into YouTube, look up FEMA coffins. All you people out there who's listening, FEMA coffins. There's millions of them. And you can also find out exactly where all these FEMA camps are. Why would you need FEMA camps? Why would you want them at all? If you look at what happened in Louisiana during the time that the flooding and all those poor people were forced to go into the stadiums there, 25,000 people in the stadiums. One lady drove down from upstate to get her mother because she was a diabetic. She drove all the way through, talking to the soldiers who were stopping vehicles going through, and said, look, we have to go through. My mother's a diabetic and she'll die. So they let her through. They then got the lady out of the stadium and drove her back home. So why couldn't the American Army got all these people out, 25,000 people out at that time? But they didn't. Now, I've been along the Mississippi and I've looked at the levee. It's huge. And yet it was breached. Well, the rumor had it at the time it was breached by the Army or something like the Army that put detonation into the sides and blew it so that the water would pour from the Mississippi and, of course, the ocean, and that's what caused the flood. It wasn't the hurricane. And the hurricane, if you like, was all caused by HAARP in the first place. If they can cause a hurricane, they can stop a hurricane. As simple as that. Nikola Tesla was talking about it in 1903.
This is literal warfare against America. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So when are you going to go to war? Now, I'll tell you how it works. If you get enough people thinking the same thing, because you are all made in God's image, you can do miracles because it's called a quantum. So they keep you confused and thinking in all different directions so you don't think collectively the same thought. But when you think collectively the same thought, you can make miracles happen.
Keeping us confused, a part of this is keeping the Undertaker in the White House. That's a part of keeping Americans confused. We get so wrapped up in America right now. There's many Americans who still love this Obama. Oh, I can't believe you said that about Obama. And McChrystal, imagine McChrystal being brought into the White House. And he publicly spoke the truth. He privately spoke the truth. And so what is he now getting? He's being brought into the woodshed because he spoke the truth privately to these reporters from the Rolling Stone magazine. And whose resignation will be tendered? McChrystal, rather than Obama. Obama.
Now, I didn't hear that, Robert. I didn't hear what about this Commander Crystal. What did he actually do? Did he criticize the Afghanistan troops?
He was criticizing this administration, the Obama administration. That is clear that Obama does not have the wherewithal, the understanding, or the experience how to solve any of the problems that are now facing Americans. He's a very good puppet. Right. He's a very good Illuminati, satanic, communist puppet, the Undertaker.
Right.
And
right on.
If you take a look at why is he in the White House, and his adjective, his nickname, this is a skull and bones nickname that Americans are not aware of as the Undertaker. The skull and bones Undertaker is now in the White House. So how is that an honest description of what he is up to, what they are up to? And I don't think that we understand, in fact, that this is now war being waged upon America. That the explosion that took place at the site, allowing the oil to continue to spill just like it is, BP isn't even containing the oil that's coming out, and they're doing, I think, almost nothing about the oil that is continuing to spread in the ocean floor. And then you're talking about HAARP technology to make it even worse. Oh my. Yeah. So much what's becoming very clear is much more is going on there than we even know. But your assertion, Brian, that this is war now being waged upon America. And you know the damage.
And they're targeting the Bible Belt. Now the winds come from the southeast, so therefore they're going west and up north. And that'll be right up the Mississippi, right up the Bible Belt. The reason is that at least the Christians loving of Jesus, regardless of the fact they might be all fighting each other in their...
We'll be back.